say control, but like they will definitely pace out the opponents. Anyone want to take a masquerade bunny? Anyone want to take a masquerade bunny?
Masquerade Bunny.
Anyone
I'll
want to
take
take
it.
a
I like bunny
masquerade bunny?
girls. Masquerade Bunny.
Anyone
I'll
want to
take
take
it.
a
I like bunny. So Masquerade Bunny, if you call one or more cards from Soul this turn, she gets +5, and then she's basically the top 5 searcher, grade 3 searcher for Pale Moon, and it's a very simple condition with the +5. So Pale Moon finally got their grade 3 searcher, grade 1, and it's really good, very consistent. So that's really what Pale Moon really needs.
I definitely feel like that card is definitely gonna help Pale Moon because I feel like that's what they've been missing is a little bit of consistency to help them out.
Yep.
Now, before we hop into Yasui, which I think is probably the one that we want to probably go into and analyze the most. I forgot to hit the go live button, so everyone missed the Zambaku support. But I'm not going to read it again. But you guys know what Zambaku does, and I'll post what it is in the chat so that we can read it. But basically, Zambaku got a card that it's got a booster. Got a booster that can that soul charges and gives the boosted unit 10,000 power if you have a Zambaku name, and the grade 3 card can give your resters 5k power, and for for pretty much putting a card into your damage zone, not performing the damage check, you get to call 2 cards with a rester from your deck to the board, and then shuffle your deck. So there's that. All right, and so then. The last but not least is probably the big reveal, obviously, for Tuesday. Well, not the biggest in my opinion, because you already know what that is. But it's the Yasui cards. Oh boy. Okay, so Yasui. So we'll read the VR first because the VR works with the triple rare Yasui. So Stealth Rogue of Revelation Yasui. So that's the VR. So you counterblast 1, soul blast 1. You choose 2 of your units, so that's any unit on the board, including itself. You search your deck or drop zone for up to 1 card with the same name as each of those units and call them to the rearguard circle and then shuffle your deck. So you get to call, pretty much 2 cards, any cards. At the end of the battle that it attacked, which is on Vanguard circle, only ability, you discard 2 cards from your hand and ride an ambush stealth dragon Yasui Tenma from your drop zone as stand, and that unit gets drive -1 till the end of turn. I want to like this ability, but we'll talk about Yasui Tenma because he has more of a fleshed out ability in a way. So his is on Vanguard Circle. You counterblast 1, choose 1 of your units, and search your deck or drop zone for up to 1 card with the same card name as that unit called a rearguard circle. Shuffle your deck. So you're only searching 1 card instead of both cards with his instead of 2 cards with his Vanguard ability. Now, Tenma has a rearguard ability where when it attacks, he gets 10k to the end of battle, and at the end of the battle, he retires. You choose 1 of your opponent's units, rearguards, and you put it at the bottom of his or her deck. Thoughts on the card? Or do you want to look at the grade 1? Because I think the grade 1 is like Alright, I'll read the grade 1 because I think the grade 1 makes these 2 cards better than what they seem on paper. So, Wisteria Flower Stealth Rogue Takahime is the grade 1. When it's placed, you look at the top 7 for a Yasui and add it to your hand. No discard, easy. Her other ability is when your Vanguard with Yasui is placed, so that works with the re-ride or a ride for turn. You counterblast 1, choose 1 of your units, call up to 1 card with the same card name as the chosen unit from your drop zone. So you still get to flood your board with Yasuis. What do you guys think?
I want to see what other support they get sooner or later, though. It's just too early to really make a. I mean, just on paper, it looks like it could work, but like I said the same thing when before their old support came out. What was it?
Zanbaku?
Not after Zanbaku. That other card.
Zengeki?
Or made all the other support. All the cards the same name and it boosts up all your rear guards.
What was Mandala Lord, Zangeki. That's the only ones I remembered. Murukuma cards confused me because they all sound the same to me.
Right, it was just
Murukumas and Nubatamas basically sound the same.
Yeah. Well,
Something Gucci Mane. Gucci
I
Mane
don't
or
know.
something.
I guess it is a new I can't like twist of an not really twist of an event, but it just splashes something different to Murakumo. So I think it's nice, but I think most people are gonna go back to Zambaku is what I believe. With the new support coming out. So I mean it might be a good budget deck, maybe I can see, but depending on the rarity of course.
Well, I don't know. Well, VRs don't necessarily promote budget.
I mean, there are some VRs that are really cheap. So I mean, I can definitely see potentially this, but I don't think so. But it's like really, we have to see how the meta is gonna be. But I can definitely see Zambaku keeping up in meta with like a pace control type.
Well, what I like with this one though, it gives you another way to kind of play the deck, because especially with like one advantage Zambaku had was that there wasn't really a lot of decks where other than Excel decks where you can kind of just ride one grade 3 and then you're fine for the rest of the game. So Zambaku was able to take advantage of decks that really needed to rewrite another 3, so it was very disruptive. But now there's a lot of now like almost every deck can make an immediate impact on the first grade 3 ride, especially against Force. So Murakumo just needed another way to kind of approach everything, to kind of rework the strategies now. So you could still probably play Zanbaku and Yasui in the deck if you want to be crafty. Because as far as deck builds are concerned, I'm not sure if you would still play like 11, 12 grade 3s like other like previous Murakumo builds.
It's gonna be like less than 8 for grade 3s now for every other deck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hyuga was the
I don't
card.
think
I
it's
was
gonna go over
talking
8 anymore.
about. It was Hyuga.
Hugo.
That's what.
Hugo.
Yeah, Hugo was some busted stuff when it came out.
I didn't think Hugo was good. Like on paper, I didn't think he was good.
Right, but then you see the support around him, and it was like, okay, this. You see it up in action like the first time. It was like, okay, this is
I got
This is
clapped
pretty
by it.
dangerous.
I got
Yeah.
clapped by it.
yeah.
Several times.
Right.
Clay likes getting his cheeks clapped.
I mean, we all know this. Hey Clay, you wanna do the next one too? I think you're kind of excited for what we're about to say for.
Yes. So we got possibly the greatest announcement that has ever been gracing Vanguard.
After MLB, but yeah.
Set 11 was announced. Set 11 is officially called Heavenly Storm of the Blue Cavalry. And as everybody should know, Lambros is the cover art for it, even though Great Nature's getting 2 VRs. But we get Lambros and Thavis back in standard format. I've been asking for this for over a year now. This is what I've been waiting for. Now, I want to get more into that. We're going to get more into that later, but I'm going to introduce the other clans in the new set 11. It'll be Nuatama, so they're going to be having Shiranui. Hopefully, it looks like they're also going to be doing some sort of like new token for Shiranui as well. So probably something with the third eye. Nova Grapplers, Black Steve's clan, Victor's coming back out. And then, like I said,
For everyone except me.
Yeah, and then like I said, Great Nature is going to be back out, and Great Nature is going to have Big Belly is coming back, and it's also going to be
Panda deck.
that.
What are you watching?
Pandas.
Share.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. I understand.
So basically, so Great Nature, Nova's, Nubatama, and the ever-present Aqualife we're going to have. Now, what also is featured is the fact that we're getting the ASRs were announced, and it's going to be Maelstrom, but it's literally just going to be his art from the original set 8 and Glory's art from the original set 9. So there's that. I'm gonna get into Aquaforce and stuff in a little bit, but I'll let you guys take it away as to what are your thoughts on this upcoming set before I start.
Start
I'll
gushing and getting wet.
I'll talk. I'll go ahead and first, since I'm a little bit less excited about this set than everyone else. I am gonna say though, I am pretty excited the fact that they are bringing back old units like Victor, Lambros, Favis. These are or even Shiranui, Obero, like these are units that Big Belly as well. These are all G units that we really liked during our era, I guess the G era. So I can definitely see if any of you guys like Garguid or any of the units that you guys really liked, definitely see it sooner or later. So I think this is a good guarantee way of saying that, well, you guys are going to get your stuff, so just wait a bit. We're going to give you your yearly support sooner or later. So I think this is a very good way of expressing that. Mine is done. I don't really have much to say since I don't like any of these clans.
Wow, you don't like
I'm just
Aquaforce?
excited.
I'm kind of honest with it. So.
I'm just super excited for Victor. Like Victor is just like that. That was the best Nova Grappler deck in my opinion, the most consistent Nova Grappler deck. Now everybody's like, well, Cat Butler rises, but like no, Victor, like especially with the last wave of G support it got, like.
Oh yeah, that was.
While Cat Butler was super sacky, it was like super unfair. It did have its bad matchups. It did but Victor, like that last wave support, like it just fixed everything that was wrong with it. It was fast. It hit hard. Like just.
Too bad that meta was short lived though, because I think Sure Heart was like front loaded their third line of support, but like that meta didn't last very long, unfortunately.
I know, right? That's the sad part about it, but.
So what happens when you get support in the last like bit of the era?
Right. It's kind of like how Thavis was Clay's favorite Aquaforce card. Victor was my favorite Nova. So, I'm just super excited. Wow.
Yep.
Gabe, what do you think?
Like,
and Godhead is Nova, so.
Yeah, Godhead. Well, I mean, it's for anyone that follows me. I mean, surprisingly enough, I mean, obviously, Clay likes to, hang his dick out for Aquaforce a lot, but like I mained Aquaforce for a very long time myself, and I played Thavis for a long time, and especially around that era with Thavis, a lot of my videos were about we're playing Thavis, and that was always a go-to deck for me if I didn't feel like playing anything else. So I really like it. So like Revon, I haven't really got a chance to actually play Revon in real life, but Revon is just a warm-up for like the later support, because like my favorite units is Maelstrom and like Thavis. I just like the Thavis deck more because I like to play more like a tempo player. So Thavis will open up some more tempo plays while also some utilities as well. And Lambros is going to be able to give you a lot of push. Because something that Aquaforce definitely lacked was a grade 3 unit that can enhance the foundation of your deck. That's something that's really been missing from Aquaforce, because like they're very self-sufficient, like with Algos, Tidal Assault, and such, to kind of restand and produce their own offensive potency. But they didn't really have a grade 3 that could kind of make them better and enhance them. Like Glory was kind of the closest thing, but Glory was really borderline gimmicky and not very reliable. So I just think that this will be really big for them, and I'm really looking forward to see what they're going to do, because I think this is really what's going to put Aquaforce on the map for me for B series. Revon is good. Like I think the deck is fine, but I think it will probably Thavis suits more my playstyle for Aquaforce.
Yeah. So let me get into it real quick. So this is what I've been waiting for, Thavis. Now the thing about Lambros is that we learned the other day, and it's posted on the Japanese website, is that Thavis is the grade 3, so it's a triple rare, but Lambros is going to be our first grade 4 unit. We've only seen grade 4 units so far for standard for like Force clans like Gear Chronicle, I believe Bermuda Triangle too with their Highlander build, and now most recently Messiah.
Link Joker as well.
Yeah. Oh, right, Brant, right, for Link Joker, yes. So, what's going to be interesting to me is really how they design Aquaforce for it. So, I was thinking, okay, we can go a few ways with it. We can go either, I'll say this: Thavis is going to have to be good. Thavis is going to be a triple rare with the strength of a VR that carries the clan, because he's going to be our main ride target. I can just see that right now, and based on the description, it said
we can all
attack.
Can all dream.
Yes, well, it has to be. Shut up. And
Travis is going to be good. He's going to be good. He's going to have something useful.
very useful.
He's not going to be broken. He's just going to be more useful.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to be broken, but I want to see what we do with the G4 because in the description it said an attack between, using both bodies and attacking. So that can mean one of two things, I believe. Either one, we're going to have some ability built into the clan and Thavs himself to maybe stride Lambros and use that, or we're gonna have an ability built into the clan to have Lambros on the rear guard circle, and him and Thavs both being on the board at the same time. Again, just going by the description, and because they're both on the board at the same time, we're going to have some type of massive attack. Or power turn by them being on the board at the same time. So that's what I can really deduce from, Lambros being a grade 4. But it really, opens up the things like, okay, so we're looking at another 4 grade 3 deck, most likely. Another 4 grade 3 deck. Baragios is going to make his way into this deck because we're going to need a grade 3 searcher because we're going to have to see Thavs to do anything. Nikki is probably going to be the same thing as like the Yasui card where it searches the top 7. Same thing that over the cross got essentially. So I'm looking for ways to, more ways to consistently get to Thavs, but between those, I really want to see how they do Lambros. Are we striding, or is he going to be on the rear guard and we're going to be doing some type of multi-attacking power-up type of thing?
All right.
I want to see something. I want to see something like fun, like after the 5th battle, ride like a Lambros from your deck, and then like restand 2 things, get like plus 15. Like I just want to see some like ridiculous gangster shit like that.
Battle lock us again.
Before we get up to before we discuss the meta today, since I know that Card Fight King and we were talking about we should do a list, the list tier thing that we did last time for
Tier list.
Yeah, like a tier list for standard this time. Before we get on to that, there's a question that asking do you guys think that the retained V series G era striders, Garguid, Thavs, Yasui, etc. will ride into their G counterparts since Gilderay, Yasui Tenma, Drag Driver, Luard are back. What do you guys think on that?
Yeah, I think that's a good thought, and maybe based on so far what we're seeing with designs, that's what I anticipate. Because you want that synergy with those, and that's really what GR really promoted, was just that synergy between those units, between your specific units like that. I can anticipate that for design. Bottom line, we truly won't know until we see them, but I think that's a good theory.
The good question is, will these be all grade 4s, or they just be just a standard grade 3?
I can definitely see a lot of them being the grade 3 override, like overriding the previous units, I guess, like Lambros. Right. Well, not Lambros, sorry. The other units can be like grade 3s. The Gargrid strides can. I think Lambros being a grade 4 kind of already says it all. Because like initially, I always thought that maybe Gears are gonna be the only ones with the grade 4. But then I was just because they're a G-era clan. But then if I think about it, if they actually are going to reprint the G-era units, it makes sense that they're just going to make them grade 4s. Right. And then you probably will get into them. Well, I would think you would just get into them the same way Gears does, but I almost would theorize maybe there could be unique ways you can get into them. But I don't know, because like if they introduce like what I just said, about Lambros, I think that really will break the game up to the next power creep level. And I don't think we're ready for that.
Well, if you look, it was weird. Was weird is that like I guess what I find weird is like so Aquaforce is going to be getting the grade 4. We have Lambros. We already know what that does. But you look at outside of Gear Chronicle, you look at Asha and Ultimile. Both of them got their essential personas. Their grade 4 forms, but they were grade 3s. And if you look at what the upcoming deck is for all of them, you don't really want to be on the trial deck version of them. You want to be on what used to be their grade 4 form. So it's kind of weird how and with the Dark Irregular release we're supposed to get next week. is Gilderoy going to be a grade 3, or is he going to be a grade 4 unit for Dark Irregulars? And so how's the Dark Irregular deck going to look? So I look at these 2 points, and I'm just like, so Aquaforce gets a grade 4 stride card, but the Tri-3, other than Gear Chronicle, gets their previous grade 4s as grade 3s. So it's kind of just a 50-50 toss in the air of like what we're going to get for these stride hearts that have like kind of their main counterpart for when they first dropped in first dropped in G.
I hope Gilderoy doesn't get the treatment.
It's kind of funny you say that though, because they could also they might make it so that these grade 3s are just rear guard only cards or something. They were mostly on like rear guard, like they help the deck out. Kind of like how you said with the trial deck cards.
Yeah.
And like the main these old boss unit stride cards will just be like the main grade 3 of the deck somehow, some type of way.
Oh yeah.
That could be what could happen going forward. But not every deck has those had those trial decks and everything. I mean, they kind of like how Thavis is going to be a triple rare, which means that like he's not going to be the main focus. Really, it's going to be Lambros.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Thavis won't be broken. He will be useful. Like he'll probably like retire and maybe enable an extra attack, but he won't be broken. He'll just be useful.
Which is why I think Lambros is going to be the one that ends up having like more or less the over the top.
Yeah, I mean, if we remember it in G era, when G Set 2 came out, that's really where the game became really took a step up in power creep because of Lambros and Vanquisher actually came out.
Mm-hmm.
So Lambros kind of will represent the first step towards the next like power creep, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
For Black Steve, what do you think Victor is gonna be like? Because I mean, I'm not saying like it's confirmed, but what do you think like, or you wish effect to be for Victor?
Well, Victor, he was more of like a classic Nova Grappler card where he just restanding units, of course, but he was more focused on like powering up when they restand too. That's what if it's anything like what it used to be, that's probably what we're gonna look like. We're gonna get into, to be honest with you.
I say so, but it'll be like +10 maybe instead of +5.
Yeah, +10, obviously, because +5 don't really cut it out anymore. So
yeah, it doesn't really mean anything.
Honestly, I can't wait till the decks come out.
Black Steve and
I are going to be in tournament playing each other in the final round, just like back in the old days, Thavis versus Victor. And of course, I'll claim victory.
I really hope that like the grade 3 for Victor, like that's gonna be with it, is Vic Plasma. Like having Vic Plasma was like my favorite stride unit. It was just like a vanilla like restander. Like I think that was like the first like guaranteed real restander, I would say. Not like Cat Butlerizers or Blau, but this was like that was the card that was. I just feel so like silly, like reminiscent about like the G era days and everything. Like
yeah,
that was such a fun time for Vanguard. Like to be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
That was one of the highlights in the G era, definitely.
Right. Obviously.
Unfortunately, Royals don't really have impact in G era as much as most decks did, but it's fine. I'm happy.
Now, I wanted to say something about Maelstrom real quick because I know that a lot of people on the channel know my feelings and whatnot about Maelstrom. Maelstrom, yes, he is the OG boss unit for Aquaforce. The issue with Maelstrom is that Maelstrom is always outdated. Maelstrom's style is kind of like, here's your training wheels for Aquaforce, use them, so to speak. In standard format, Maelstrom was never really the best the best deck, or among like maybe even the top 3 decks in the format. And I am expecting Maelstrom to get a little bit of support, maybe a common and a rare, to go along with the ASR. But Maelstrom, if you're playing Aquaforce and you're actually like seriously trying to play the deck like Aquaforce competitively, you're either going to play Ravon or you're going to pick up Thavis Lambros when set 11 drops. Maelstrom is outdated, it's not good, it's slow, and even right now, it is slow and outdated. it just cannot compete anymore. You'll use that to play test and let your friends beat on you with or something like that, and maybe you can steal a game because you helmet them with Glory Maelstrom. But the ASRs are nice, but if you feel like spending money for stuff that you're not really going to use, by all means.
Can we get on the meta list now? I think I heard enough Aquaforce for today.
Hey, nobody gets enough Aquaforce. Give me a second to put that.
Yeah, make sure you guys are welcome to talk.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, like I'm actually keeping up with the chat, so don't worry. Any questions that you guys have, I'm keeping up with, and answering them right away as soon as I could. I'm not trying to interrupt anyone, but like I'm gonna try to jump in for your questions if possible.
All right, give me a second here.
Yeah. He's working on it.
Excuse the boomer tech.
Oh, shut up! Oh my gosh. Alright, so this is pretty much it right here. Ooh, that looks ugly. Hold up.
Yo, Clay, what are you doing with your life?
You're right.
I'm using boomer tech as you can see.
Jesus.
Some ghetto stuff right there.
Hey man, look, it's not my fault, dog. All right, here we go.
You got it?
Yep, it's good. Oh, let me hide my tabs because some reason people have a problem with the fact that I have tabs. I have 1,000 different tabs.
Make a new window.
Well, I did make a new window.
Make a separate desktop. Like, make like a separate desktop to separate all that.
You know what? People can see. Okay.
It's cut off. Nobody can see the S.
Yes, they can see the S. Look at it.
Okay, there you go.
All right, cool. All right, let's go ahead and make this tier list. Are we making the currently for now, or did you want to look at where like Japan and whatnot is at for where they are at in set 9?
Wait, we're doing a standard tier list?
Yeah, we're gonna do standard because I think we're only gonna focus on
I don't know anything about premium, and we're waiting for Zanzan to come out and break the game, so whatever.
Actually, I don't see that.
Okay.
I don't see the chart.
How about we do like upcoming set, like next stage set?
Okay, next stage set.
Let's focus on what's going on. Like,
Let's focus here. Like, forget what's going on in Japan. They have their thing. We have our thing. We don't have the cards, and I don't read moon runes. So,
right.
Let's worry about our business.
Vic, we're gonna definitely talk about Angel Feather Genesis and
there it is.
support
Okay.
that.
Every time I see AF, I keep thinking as fuck. Like
Oh my
for
gosh.
Angel Feather. When people play Angel Feather.
All right, so we'll start off. I guess we'll go in alphabetical order. Angel Feather. Where does everybody believe Angel Feather should be?
Are we including new support?
Yes,
we're including up to the next stage booster, so that comes out in like 2 weeks. So we're gonna include Asha.
Did they have anything new that I'm aware of?
I would say B personally, but I would consider A too, but I feel like it's because Angel Feather has a very good control base, but I still think it's a B.
Yeah.
Me personally.
I would say A, just because it's the best protect deck right now. That's just me.
I can see that.
Have they been the same deck for a while?
They
have like a new control type thing. Like it's like
What's their main unit? Just tell me their main unit.
Makuth. What is it? What's his name? Makuth Malaka something.
Okay. Arc Aider.
Melkuth Mallet.
We call that the Hotep Angel.
Can somebody in the chat please like type the real name of this, please, so we don't have to.
No, I got it. Arc Aider, Malkuth, Maleke.
Malkuth Maleke.
We're getting a lot of B's in the chat as well. A lot of people think it's a B.
A lot of people think it's B. I think it's high B, low A. personally.
I think it's a B as well, me personally.
No,
just
there's
because
there's no low A. B or
it's a
A.
B. I think
which is-
Okay, then I think it's personally a
I
B
think I'm gonna go
just
with,
because it's a protect
hard B.
deck. Now, the reason why I think it's because, so if anybody doesn't know, so that we actually have been having locals recently here in Maryland, at our main locals, we've been having small tournaments. It's been just 8-player tournaments for the last 3 weeks since Maryland is starting to reopen a bit. And I know one of the players. I was actually 2 players there. Played Angel Feathers in the tournament, and it did okay. One game did okay against Chronofang, but otherwise, like, Angels is aggressive. It's decent, and it can kind of like wall you out. But it's still just. Something is missing from the deck. It's a more offensive version of Angel Feathers than we've seen in such a long time. But it's it's not where you really kind of want it to be, I guess.
Can I jump in real quick while you're picking up other tiers? I have I guess a quick news or jumping news or whatever. Grand Blue just announced a grade 3 unit. It's a ghost ship, 12k base. It gets a protect marker. It's an axe skill from drop zone. Cost is discard 1 card from hand, I'll discard onto the rearguard circle, and if you have 10 or more cards in the drop zone, this unit gets plus 10k during the turn. So I think it's a good replacement for what do you call? I can't say it's a good replacement, but I think it's an interesting card.
Oh, wait a minute. No, this card actually is interesting. That is interesting. You discard a card to call it from drop zone. So it's a 22k beater when you use this ability.
Cute.
Yeah, so I mean, but we can go back on the tier list. I just kind of wanted to let people know that card just got posted a few minutes ago.
Okay.
Like really, when I'm basing this tier list, I'm first thinking about which marker right now is actually better, and right now Excel is, I think, the best right now.
That's current though. But we're gonna consider after.
Pretty good against.
Remember, anything that's gonna go in the S and the A tier, me personally, I definitely think it's gonna be any type of force deck. Because I remember in Japan they recently had a tournament where it was all force decks except for the one Narukami deck. So,
Oh yeah, no, like I said, the problem with Force all this time was that Force was very slow, and they just get outran by Excel. Like even Excel was able to kind of beat on Force, and Protect was a good matchup against Force. But now that Force has become faster, they're gonna be a force to be reckoned. But they're definitely gonna be meta changing.
All right. Well, so the next deck we're gonna look at, or clan rather, is Aqua Force. I'm just going to slide this into S tier.
No, put that in the B tier. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not happening. Aqua Force is definitely S tier.
Not after try 3 though.
After
try 3.
After try 3, I don't think it's gonna change after try 3. It's.
Can you move that down to B, please?
No.
Why
We
not
know
A?
it's correct. It's not.
Why not A?
Not A, because the deck is just fast. Like even with the try 3 stuff, like with Asha, Chronojet, and Ultimate.
Lewis is saying A at the best for Aqua Force.
Yeah, all right. No, I think it's still. I believe Aqua Force is still the one of the cream of the crops of the format going into the set. We can win the game on turn 3.
You need to move it down.
Well, no. Well, yeah, you want to consider matchups because remember, S tier is always going to be the meta definers. They're going to be what every deck has to kind of build for and kind of define that. I mean, do you think Revon will be that deck that everyone has to kind of build for or kind of have to play around or be very mindful of when they make their deck choices? Or do you think that the presence of more faster force decks would maybe drop them down a notch just because they're not going to have a good favorable matchup a lot of the times, but they're still potent enough to kind of still be more of like a 60-40 chance in the matchup rather than other odds?
Well, to be honest,
that's why I would think to put him in A tier.
I can see. I mean, I can see your point why we can move him down to A tier. It's just that
Like
we don't have a lot of
Alexander.
representation. We're not going to have as much representation with the next stage set. A lot of players, even from the tournament results we've seen, move to. They will move to like Chronojet or Ultima or anything like that, and people aren't going to really look to play against Aquaforce in tournaments. So I can see where you're coming from that. I still think just by the skills and what the deck does alone, and what we're getting in Tri 3, it's the matchups don't really change. We still do what we need to do, but no one's really going to be preparing to face like oh yeah, I'm expecting to face a ton of Aquaforce players here. They're going to be more they're more Vanquisher players than Aquaforce.
Well, the thing to also consider with meta, you also have to take into account is what's a deck that you think more players will likely play as well, and which could be represented. And what you have to take consideration is like, when you are talking about highly competitive environments and you take in consideration good players, part of being a good player in Vanguard is also making the right deck choices. Mm-hmm. And good players tend to play the decks that they feel will give them the best opportunity to win. So if you have a large representation of certain decks that are played by some of the most competitive players in the game, there's a reason for that. So that's what I mean. That's what I mean with S tier, because it's also, well, sometimes with the first set, you have to wait maybe the second set just to kind of see where everything settles in. But what's most important is just what deck, if I have to go into a tournament, what deck am I going to anticipate, and what deck do I have to make choices for? Revon is still very fast. There's still a window of opportunity. It presents itself for how well it can kind of compete against a Force deck. But I still think like Force can be a tough matchup for Revon. And I mean, a lot of the new Force decks coming out, I mean, they're not exactly hitting. They're not like really standing by playing nice. I mean, they're hitting just as hard, back at you.
Especially
so it's
next set. Like Ultima is going to be a very strong deck.
I can see that.
Like I'm just wondering if Force becomes faster, almost to the same like speed as Excel. How well can Revon really kind of withstand everything? And at that point, it's a damage race. And if I have to take a damage race between Force versus Excel, I usually will just take Force. But that's why I put I argue A tier for Revon. But like S tier, there should only be like maybe 3 decks at most for S tier. Like S tier is meta defining. A tier, they can stand up to S tier. They may be slightly at a disadvantage for matchup, but they can handle the A tier, and then everything else below it, they have a disadvantage against A and S. Like that's how I look at tier lists.
Read the chat too. People are calling you biased.
Yeah, well, there is a small bias, but I'm coming to terms with everything, and my idea of what an S tier was as opposed to A tier, as far as what I've seen from not just play testing against the stuff, but you're just playing in general. But I see what you're all saying, and we'll put it in A tier.
Okay. Can we go to the next?
I was gonna let you put it in S tier anyway.
Oh, thank you. All right, Bermuda Triangle.
Bermuda, I'm gonna put it at
A.
Just because I've seen a lot of tops, but I mean that's just my view. I don't think it's below.
Why do you think it's topping? Like that's the first question I think you should ask. Like if you're seeing it's topping a lot, what makes you think it's topping?
I definitely see that. I think the Pacifica build is the one that's really doing well in Japan. The Pacifica, I don't know if you guys played against it, but
I don't know what any of that stuff does.
Okay, so Pacifica, if you have a lot on the board, it has a lot of effects. So if you have like 2 or more Pacificas out of the Vanguard, I think you get 2 force markers right away. I think if you have 1, I think it gets an extra drive check and a crit, I think, or something like that.
Oh, how consistent is the deck? Yeah. How consistent is it?
When it comes to researching, but that's why I would definitely say an A. I can't say.
How fast is the deck?
Yeah.
How fast is the deck? Is it like first grade 3 ride fast, or because I don't know anything about the deck?
Which deck?
As long as you like your grade 3s, then you can just go put down and smash. So I would definitely say it's A tier at the least.
Yeah, I'd say that's good enough for A.
Yeah.
And yeah. Some of the comments are saying that Pacifica is a discount Majesty Lord Blaster. Bermuda has a grade 2 game, and they can hit high numbers. Yeah.
I can see them doing that. Yeah,
I
Riviera.
mean,
I
you
think
really want to look at the early game. You want to look at early game, what impact they make on their first grade 3 ride compared to other decks, and then you want to look at their potency for their offense and main strategy, and then their consistency. That's really what I look at when I analyze decks in tier lists.
Yeah, we get some like it's like between a B and an A. But I think it's also your decision, Clay, because you've seen more of the meta. Because we're getting both opinions that it's an A or a B. It's not an S for sure.
I think they're an A. We don't have as many Bermuda players as we could have had. Like usually when the set came out, but the thing is that you have to remember with Bermuda Triangle, they have pretty much they have three different decks: Pacifica, Coral, and Riviera. Riviera was the cream of the crop because she was a multi-restanding Vanguard in the same turn. Now they have hit her, but she's still a very consistent and pretty, still a pretty powerful deck in its own right. Coral is pretty much gaining crits with their soul charging abilities and swinging in with multiple crits using Force 1 markers, and then you have Pacifica, who basically searches herself out. And the more Pacificas you have on board, the more skills you have, extra drive checks, extra force markers, and guard manipulation, depending on how many you have out from there. So with those 3 decks, I do think that they're an A tier just because I feel like even with all 3 decks, though I think Pacifica is the worst because she actually has the worst matchup against Narukami. I think that Bermuda should belong in A tier just from the quality of decks that they have. I don't think any of them are overtly dominant nowadays, but I think A tier is where they belong.
Yeah, we can go with that. Sure.
Yeah, we can go with that.
So we'll move on to Dark Irregulars, Black Steve, and D.
Yeah. You can,
the D.
yeah, you can. Yeah, I think that's where it'll go.
Hard leg. That's
next,
it.
next clan. Next clan.
Nothing else. Just D.
Yeah, the
Just
next
D.
clan.
I mean,
Just D.
they
Vanguard.
lost their only their. Even with hard leg, I would put them maybe in B tier. That's it.
Yeah. All right. Well, hard leg's gone. So let's move
No,
on.
it doesn't matter.
Dimension Police.
So Sleepy Guard things, I'm gonna put it at D. I actually personally
When
don't
does the
like
new support come out? When does the new support
not
come
yet.
out?
New support comes out September.
game?
September.
Okay, so
September
it's
4th.
not relevant though. It's not relevant here, right?
Yeah, it's not
D
relevant
tier.
here.
Let's put in D. Let's put in D.
No, I'm kind of between C and a D. I think D is
C
where
and
it
D.
should be.
I think D. I think D. I think D. Please suck
It's ahead
now.
of Dark Irregulars, that's for sure.
I mean, D police can always steal games, which is annoying.
Yeah, that's why I consider
They
it
always
C.
rob.
They rob easy games.
I mean, yeah, they can. I mean, I think Die Liner is a really good card. And they can steal games. I mean, I can see why you would put it in C.
I would put him in C because I think they could beat all the other D tier
I put
decks.
it in C.
I agree on the C part.
Yeah, they could definitely be D.
Gull, I did it. Sleepy Guard, I did not put it at D. I think it's a C still. So.
All right, so what about Grand Blue?
Right now,
I say D too.
right
I
now,
say D.
D.
I say D.
At the
D
moment,
is-
it's a D tier. It'll definitely go up though.
Yeah.
Look what they did to my boy, though. Like,
Yeah, no, my God,
Not
Flanger
Flanger,
being
yeah.
gone, I was like, that's the only. Yeah, like, whatever.
And
Moving
that
on.
was their only win condition. So.
Easy D tier.
not like the only way you can win with that deck is just like spamming multiple dragons and just like try to beat the hell out.
Hope to hit.
Right.
I hope I hit. Okay, so Grand Blue's in D tier. If Matt Cito was watching, that's where they belong. Anyways, Gear Chronicle. Where are we gonna put Gear Chronicle? Let me tell you what. I want to put them in S tier for some reason. I'm putting
Why?
them in A.
I think A tier is a better choice.
Yeah, but I think A tier.
I
I think A
I
tier.
feel like A is safer.
Chrono Fang is my favorite gear deck, even though I have an unhealthy obsession with Next Stage. I love Chrono Fang.
Let me read it. I don't even know what any of that shit does. I've been so out of the meta.
Chrono Fang with the newer support is a lot faster than next stage is, and in a head-to-head matchup, it will just like outpace them with just by retiring their front row. It's just really good. It's just that next stage has it's just better in the long run.
Yeah.
But that first 4 ride, they just go off.
I definitely think A is where I would put Gears, me personally.
Yeah.
But, like I said, is in Japan though. Like I said, is I like to compare both metas. In Japan, they had the most participants with the deck. Had like I think it was the second.
Has there only been one set so far?
There's a trial deck coming out.
Or no, I'm sorry, not one set. One tournament since the set came out.
So the tournament started after MLB came out. That was the one tournament that they announced.
Okay.
MLB was the most dominant deck played, and then it was Gears right after.
Okay.
No,
number one. Much different.
No Sleepy Guard. I actually, being real with you guys, like I don't think that there's truly any S tier deck, but we'll get to it when we get. Maybe
no, there has to be an S tier. That makes no sense.
But maybe Narukami. But
okay, look, let's change this conversation up to make it more interesting. What do you guys think right now is the S tier deck? Like right now, what do you think plan is S tier?
What is everybody?
Let's jump to it right now. Like I still put Narukami. I would still put Narukami in S tier.
Narukami's an Aqua Force. S tier before Tri 3.
But like right now with Tri 3,
Alex,
what do you think is gonna be S tier?
Alex Lewis.
Like I say, Narukami and Altmile. Like that's really the only thing I can really think of.
I think I'm gonna put Altmile as well.
Altmile.
You can see Altmile.
Altmile, just for the fact that it can search out its pieces.
Like again, it's consistent. It's consistent.
That's what I'm seeing on the chat as well.
Yeah, like it's consistent. It's fast. It's force, and
it can go off. It can go off with its main grade 3. It doesn't need a 3 in soul or anything. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's what I mean by fast. Like when I mean speed, it means that it's able to make an impact on the first grade 3 ride. Right. This is really the first step up with force that they really needed to be relevant, and that's scary. Like because the main thing with force is that it had a better defensive body, and that's why it was slower than the other decks because that was the balance. But now that they're like right out the gate, a lot of high impact, right from grade 3, they're consistent and they're potent. Like that's what's gonna make them S tier right there.
Deck rewards you for expending your counterblast.
Hey, there's a message from Alex Lewis. He says, "Stop saying everything I'm typing. I can only type so fast."
Yeah.
Wait, really? I'm not even looking at the chat.
Yeah, but what's the next list?
So Genesis. They recently got support with Angel Feather, basically allowing them to get out the Valkyrion faster. But I don't know. That deck's I don't know.
Really between the C and the D.
How potent is the deck? Like how powerful is the deck?
I mean, honestly,
nobody plays it. Like I'll say that nobody plays Genesis at our locals, so we don't.
Because at this point, you really have to look at the S tier and A tier as like, can it keep up with those decks?
No, it cannot. No.
Then D tier.
I would definitely.
Is it better?
Actually, no. I don't think it's better than Angel Feather. I would put it in C tier because Angel Feather can beat this deck up the block and down.
Remember though, there's the force and the protect mechanic, so that's why. But I definitely think it's a C, me personally. I've seen someone play it in our locals because there's a guy named Zach that plays in our locals and he's actually a pretty good pilot with it. I don't think it's as good as a B. That's my opinion.
Then just put C.
I mean, a lot of people in the chat are saying B.
I don't know. It's our tier list. Oh, I don't even know what Genesis does. I'm just shouting shit up.
That's why it's so iffy to say, because.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put it at B. I'll leave it with Angel Feather. We'll leave it with Angel Feather. All right. So
we'll re-tier it as we get to more clans.
Yeah,
I can't really put it in the same tier as Dimension Police yet because it's still
That's fair.
fresh off support.
It's better than D, please. I think
it
it's
is
better than
D,
D, please.
So
All right, so Great Nature.
You can keep it at a C.
You got Great Nature as C. Interesting.
Did they get new support recently?
No,
I don't think it's
just
better than B.
it's still the Isabel support.
Alex
no
saying
higher than C.
Vanguard got C. J Dong
Yeah.
got C.
Yep, C.
Smith Edge got C. Yeah.
It's,
I
There you
don't
go.
know. See,
I wish Great Nature would go back to gaining power and then retiring and drawing. I don't like the lottery mechanic personally, but I wish they would go back to that so they can introduce Duck Bill and they can start drawing more again.
Right. What's the next clan? I think that was kind of easy.
Next clan is Gold Paladin. Basically Aggravain.
C.
Yeah, C.
Oh,
Yeah.
Alex saying B. I'm guessing you're thinking the same thing as. I think it's a C.
I'm having a hard time between B and C right here for me.
Oh, how about we put it at a B and then we'll change it on the way.
Yeah, because
Since I think I'm having a hard time deciding.
Aggravain is just fast. Kaguro. This is not with the cross. This is with whatever they have now.
D.
D.
D. It's a D tier.
It'll shoot up
Great.
to it'll shoot up to S soon, but D.
It's gonna be S, but like D. It's too slow.
super
It's too slow, and it's too slow, and it doesn't even have a lot of impact anyway.
No, so that's D.
Just
Easy.
sitting, grinding, and doing nothing. Sitting,
They're
grinding,
fine.
and not hitting. Sitting, grinding, and not be able to hit back that hard is not good. It's not good. Not good Vanguard.
Yeah, it definitely hit S later. All right, next clan, Link Joker. The Aqua Force Space Division.
If Kaguro's at a D, I think Link Joker has to be at a D too.
It's the same Messiah stuff, right? Like
It's
nothing
the-
new.
Yeah, nothing
D,
new.
D.
Nothing
D.
new.
It's too slow. Too slow.
Black Steve, what do you think? Because I know you've been playing
D.
against it recently. Okay, D. All right, cool.
D. It's too slow. Like,
D.
if it's a force clan without any new support, it's most likely going to be a D. Like, there's a reason why like Force hasn't like done anything in a while.
All right, can we move Mega Colony to D two?
Hey, don't even.
Yeah, the bugs.
Hey,
Alright,
why don't you
Beatles.
put Tachikaze at D while you're at it?
Tachikaze and D, sure, why not? Murakumo.
You know that.
I think Murakumo is in between an A and a B. I'm having a hard time with this
A
one.
is too high.
It's not
A is
A for sure.
B.
A is too
It's not
high.
a-
B.
Go B. B.
B is good for Murakumo.
Yeah.
Murakumo Hyuga still claps.
They
I mean,
lost Shirayuki though.
you know,
I think that's a big impact.
I don't think it's as big of an impact as people make it out to be. Shirayuki is a fantastic card, but it was basically more for a defensive push. But like playing against
How about this?
playing against a Hyaki Vogue deck is the deck can wet you on turn 3. It's really
but-
really good.
Okay, so how about this? If Murakumos go against what we confirm B is Angel Feathers or Genesis, would it win?
Yes,
Yes.
it will.
Win. Okay, then it stays out of B.
Well, who has that? Yeah, who has a higher? Like, who has the better matchup? Like,
Right.
yeah, then B is fine.
Yeah,
B is fine. If you want to rank it as the top B, to satisfy people.
definitely.
I like red. Alright.
All right,
What else is next?
Black Steve, where are we putting Nova Grappler?
F.
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 There's no F.
That's been surprising.
Before we go ahead.
Well, I
Before
mean,
we go
I
ahead.
still think it's better than a D. I
Here's the
think
thing.
God Hand is definitely better than a D. That's what I think.
God Hand.
God Hand.
God Hand is a
You get
bad
all your
deck. It is a bad deck. I don't care what anyone
If
tells
you
me.
get all your pieces, like any deck will get smashed.
Yeah, but that does. Again, this is a tier list. We're talking about long-term success, not like a one-game sort of thing. Because any deck can win if you just hit triggers and
And I'm,
you're.
I'm sorry if the only way you can win with the deck is if you hit a front trigger. I'm sorry, like
See, and look, I actually stopped playing Vanguard around when God Hand came out, and when people were crying about it, I'm just like, but it's still luck based. And look at this, like it's not even like in meta impactful, or if it did, it only lasted a while. I was like, I was right.
Like you literally can't play any other grade 3 with it. It has like a few ways to search it out. That's about it.
Well, how is this consistency at least?
It's not consistent.
I don't know.
It's not consistent. Here's the thing, because I know that like I think Sleepy Guard is saying that it stacks front thumb, but it's like God Hand is a bad deck that. All right, let me tell you, God Hand is a bad deck that can beat every single deck on this tier list. Why? Because if you open up with, you have God Hand in hand, and you open up with front triggers in hand, and you open up with Grit Bangle.
You mean if you open with a God Hand?
If you shut up. If you right, but if you open up with
you set yourself up.
I know I did. Shut up. But if you open up with all that, yes, you're going to win the game. You're going to put out 60k columns. You have a grade 2 that gets an extra crit if you hit a front trigger. Yes, you're going to win, but you have to top deck all of that. If you don't see Grit Bangle, if you don't see a front trigger to put back on top of your deck, then you're literally playing a vanilla deck with weak rear guards that rely on you sacking your opponent by hitting a trigger from your deck. Otherwise, it's not doing anything.
Do they have a way to tutor or cycle through the deck?
No, only one searcher for God Hand. It's a grade 2 that searches the top 5. That is all.
I would probably just put him at C, just because they have that one shot, but that's it.
Because one of the comments I really like is it's kind of high roll, kind of like Great Nature, and we have Great Nature at C. But I would definitely put it at a C.
Great Nature is more consistent than this deck. This deck plays 4 grade 3s for one, right? Plays 4 grade 3s. The God Hand has to hit triggers in order to win. If you don't see a front trigger, you will lose the game. It is a super high roll deck.
Well, it's better than the D tier decks, right?
Yeah, it's
100% better than the D tier.
That's it.
Sure,
it's
better than
DC. That's it. Yeah,
it's better than
that's it.
Anyway,
I have a God Hand.
Like, yeah. If you're at C tier, that means that you at least have some kind of perk that can give you a chance to win, but there's a consistency issue. That's usually what it means if you're a C tier.
That Neo Nectar is going up higher, just like you know.
I know. So Asha's coming out. I love that deck. I don't know. You think A?
You can put it like in front of Aquaforce.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. I'll leave it at A for now, but it can change. I love the Asha deck. I think that being able to swing with 3 crits with 2 units swinging for 6 damage on turn 3 is absolutely disgusting at high power. 2 to passing Asha is a mistake. I think that the deck is underrated and underplayed, personally.
So why would we not consider it at S tier?
Because it's not fast enough.
They're just way too strong.
It's not fast enough for them.
And Narukami can just destroy it.
Yeah.
Yo, Clay, there's a comment for you, by the way.
Oh, jeez.
It says, Revon plays 4 grade 3s and we praise it.
Revon plays 4 grade 3s, but Revon has units that actually do something where you don't need to hit a trigger to win the game. You have Gallius, who can restand and be a 19k beater on your 7 or 8k Vanguard.
Well, Revon, you don't rely on Revon to win necessarily.
Right, you don't rely on him to win.
The foundation of Aquaforce, like Revon could be anything else. Like Revon could be a Maelstrom and the deck can still be functional, but Revon, of course, gets the triple drive. I mean, that's really what you get. And obviously the power down is good too, but the offensive potency for Aquaforce comes from the pieces of the deck mainly. Revon can help enable things, but
the 15k and possible
it's more manageable.
Is just icing on the cake.
Yeah,
but like the deck is very serviceable, and at least they have ways to get insurance for your 3, and you're supposed to be mulliganing hard for your 3 anyway. So
a lot of decks are going to be running 4 grade 3s anyway. So.
What's next on the list? Because that, for me, it's an A, and I think
Neo Nectar, and I think Neo Nectar is an A tier deck.
Okay.
Next is Nubatama. I want to slide this down into D tier.
Yeah.
Right. Next.
Yeah, I agree.
Oracle Think Tank.
D.
OTT.
What's their
is,
most, what's their most recent support? Tsukiyomi?
Tsukiyomi. You can put it right at a D.
D.
All right, Pale Moon, Silverthorn Lukier. She got Lukier would have been an A to an S, but I think it's.
I personally want to put it at a D. But
I think
it's
Silverthorn.
it's not a D for sure. It's a C or a B.
I think C.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are looking like Silverthorns or Pale Moon.
It lost its draw power, so I was put it at a C. It still has potential, but it's a C.
You get one turn of draw power, but the Lukier turn, that burst turn with Lukier, is still devastating.
Wait, did Pale Moon get nerfed?
It's just because they have a grade 3 that allowed them to draw a card for every 2 cards that she sucked back into the soul.
So did that get nerfed?
That got hit to 1, but they have a card in the deck, the grade 2 Marionette Girl, who can search her from the deck and put her into the soul, so that you can do that, at least do that 1 draw play.
Well, if you're considering C tier, is it better than the other tier shit decks?
Oh, of course, yes. I consider
then
it
it's
much
D.
better than these
Then
decks.
it's a-
So.
Okay, then it's a C.
Spike Brothers, I want to. Jesus Christ, I want to toss them in.
D.
I want to toss them in
too
D.
slow.
I want to toss them in D. I have to.
I do D.
I have to do D.
Do
Alright.
they even have any good potency?
I mean, no.
They can't even multi attack.
No, It's just hope to hit with Bad and Dragger and a bunch of force markers. But the deck relies you got to reprint it. But
Damn it, I have to read shit.
But the deck relies on you having to re-ride multiple times to stack your Force 1 markers, because the VR moves Force markers from one attack to another. And because, it's like 1 Force marker is, not much these days. So
here, let's clarify, because there's a lot of discussion. I'm going to say one thing. Is Spike Brothers better than Deep Police, Great Nature, God Hand, Silverthorn? That's my question for any...
No, it's not.
I think that's why we put it at a D.
It's not.
No.
So,
I don't know. It's just like, to me, if you can't even multi-attack, to me, it's like, if you can't even multi-attack, you better do something that's really, like, broken, other than that. Because at least, like, wait until, like, D-Police, they don't really rely on multi-attack, they rely on their middle, but the minute they become, like... Yeah, but the minute that they can, like, get a little bit more consistent and able to even do even more, like, that's when they get stupid.
It's the best. It's the best of the D tier.
Maximum
People are saying
edge.
D.
It makes you feel better. Yes, it is the best
Spikes
of the
give you the best D. Yeah, Spikes give you the best D.
I don't want that for Juggernaut Maximum. Let's like, yeah. I don't want a D.
All right, next one.
So Clay actually thought about it.
What? No, I didn't. False. Next is C. Shadow Paladin.
Shadows.
I think I don't think Shadow Paladin are good right now.
It's B. It's B.
But
Is it B?
I would put it as B as well.
what do you guys think?
I
Shadow
think it's
Paladins.
Like it's up there.
Mordred was the latest support, right?
So
Mordred.
it's not good as Gears or Neos. It's not worse than like Angel Feathers or Genesis. That's what I think. So that's why I would put it as a B.
Oh yeah, Claret. I forgot. Man, I'm so out of this game. I don't even know what I'm
It's not even.
like
It's not
thinking
even.
about.
Claret still has to be a grade 1 and a grade 2 game. I would definitely think it's.
Oh, let me read it. Let me read it.
You can't just look at just Claret, but also like the support that came in there, like strength.
You mean clearance? You mean clearance?
I mean, even boost up Mordred just because of the grade 3 searcher.
Yeah, more.
It's already.
And the fact that they can summon Blaster Dark from the deck now.
I definitely think it's.
They have good utility.
Yeah,
Good utility.
good utility.
I say B. I think B is
definitely
good.
think, yeah, B's good.
It's an S tier in price though.
Oh,
Hands down.
it's beyond an
Oh,
S.
you're not
It's beyond an
fucking-
S tier in price.
Look, we could have a separate tier list for others categories. It doesn't even have to be playability, but that'll be for another day.
Guys, if you guys want to do like a certain meta list of like a tier list, just make sure you guys comment on the video or on the chat, and maybe next week we'll do a different tier list since we won't have anything to talk about anyways for tier list wise.
Yes,
that's
yeah.
S
Guard.
tier.
Yeah, I'd say Shadows. Put
Definitely
Shadows in
triple
B.
Yeah, they're in B. They're in B.
Just put them in B. They're like, there's one thing with Shadows is that they always have consistency on their side.
And they are very consistent. I think we can pretty much all four of us can agree on this list, maybe except for Clay since Aquaforce is on S, but other than that, I think it's pretty
I'll
agreeable.
leave it at A. I'll leave it at A. I will leave.
Well,
I mean, I made a very strong argument for it being at A. If you think it's wrong, then we can debate about it.
On is that it plays cards that allow it to replenish its hands after its offensive turn. So that's really strong, especially with a triple drive. You mean you have to like commit a lot to the board to get his ability off, but the cards make up for it.
Yeah.
So you can
I
defend yourself.
It's able to at least kind of replenish itself or refund itself, like you said, and it could be a way to kind of play around the retiring that Narukami does. Alt Mile, and it's fast enough to keep up with Alt Mile speed. It's just that I think Alt Mile is just more powerful.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that Alt Mile can just go off.
I guess I'll put this on a mental.
And the Alt Mile can enable itself to get the searches. Like Aquaforce, you still have to draw into your things. Like that's still the thing with Aquaforce. Like you still have to draw into your stuff. You're still playing off your top decks and drive checks to hopefully get your pieces and continue the cycle.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have a Vanguard. Let's have a Vanguard player tuber tier list.
Oh god.
Ooh.
Well, it's gonna be easy. Like, different fight is gonna be S tier. I think he's by himself in S tier, and you have a bunch of A tiers, and then like B tiers.
Vanguard at S tier, just because he is a popular channel right now. I mean,
he's the only one I see. He's the only one I see.
Can we have a tier list for Vanguard Zero clans? We
did that last week.
We did do that last week.
We did that last week.
Neo Nectar doesn't add anything.
Like
Neo Nectar sucks. Yeah, Neo Nectar doesn't add anything now.
Play weakest matchup.
Let's see if I can find the Vanguard tier list for that.
Yeah, like go to the last week's
Yeah.
podcast.
Tuber list in 2015. Okay. Should be something. Okay.
I don't even remember who was around in 2015. I know Different Fight was there. I know Different Fight was still doing it.
Go on to the next one since I think that we pretty much covered the meta list.
Pretty much.
We should be wrapping up soon.
Yeah. So, on topics. Any ongoing hobbies other than Vanguard at the moment for anyone? It is a podcast.
Video games. I'm a gamer, so I play video games.
I picked up Counter-Strike. So that's fun. I've been playing.
There's a Steam sale.
You don't want a tier list for locals. You don't want
tier list for locals?
That's
tier
tier
like
that's in a lunchbox.
Yeah, I don't even know that.
List for locals. That would be some
Double
super
S tier is
cancerous
the guy
content.
who lies about his tournament records, talking about I want a 56-man locals. Yeah.
Yo, that's strong, man. I can't compete with that, man.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a Steam sale right now.
Oh, there's a Steam sale?
Tales of Berseria is $12. I'm buying that.
Well, for Clay and Black Steve, anything you guys are doing out of Vanguard? Any hobbies?
Oh, I'm an aspiring musician, you know.
All right. You gonna do it on the podcast sometime? Doing some Vanguard music.
Hey man.
Are you still playing bass?
Yeah, it's in the corner right there.
That's
Pretty
straight.
dark, but hey, it is what it is.
I wish I learned the instrument growing up.
Yeah.
Seeing Clay sucking up in his room.
What hobbies do I have? I don't know.
Axios Edge. I don't really do diss tracks. I just do acapellas, man. That's it.
Diss tracks. We could make a Vanguard cipher, like what Shofu does for Pokemon.
Oh my gosh, that would be super cancerous.
No, Vic. I don't sell mixtapes at Mickey D's. I sell them at IHOP.
No, he sells mixtapes at Bob Evans so that all the way.
I wanted to pick up. I wanted to actually pick up skateboarding, Shut up! You shut up right now. Look, I got inspired because they're remaking Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and I wanted to get the edition that had the skateboard. And I was like, why not, as an outside activity, learn how to skateboard?
I actually used to skateboard when I was like 10 or 11.
Oh,
I tried to, but then I bust my ass. And I was like, fuck this.
Guys, it's gonna be on my channel, but I'm gonna film Clay skateboarding, rolling off the stairs.
Right.
Like,
Rocket Power got a lot of people back in the day in the
I
skate.
stream on Iamvanguard.
and I used to watch Rocket. Imagine me skating. Look at that.
You get like
Rolling
2
down
inches over the pound, you would probably break the deck.
No, I would not.
Oh, Clay. Oh, yeah, guys. You guys want to go to the Nats game now they finally announced baseball season again?
Yes, I do.
If I
That's what I saw. Hobby I want to go to.
Yeah, we got to watch baseball. I like
Yeah,
baseball.
so-
anyone who says baseball is boring can go fuck themselves.
Okay, I
So,
will say
any,
this.
I know
Baseball
Black Steve doesn't
player
have a channel.
when you're there.
Any updates on your personal channels? For Clay, Domino, any personal updates for your channels?
I haven't been streaming in a while, so
How about you?
Well, I've been cranking out content, so everybody, you already know you guys get content from me weekly. So there is that. When we go to locals, especially actually this Sunday, another one of our
Lucky
locals,
Sleeping Guard.
another one of our locals is actually opening up. So I'm definitely going to want to record a lot of that stuff there. I want to record a Neo Nectar trial deck opening, just the trial deck openings. Just want to get that up there. But I do want to record some matches when we go to another one of the other locals that we have that's opening back up. Other than that, I'm gonna be just waiting for Aquaforce reveals and going to be covering those. So, yeah.
Great.
So Black Steve, you have a channel you're working on for your music.
I have no plans on making channels at all. I'm not part of that.
Did you used to make AMVs, Black Steve?
Yeah, I got banned because I got banned off of YouTube because I uploaded like the first 2 episodes of G Gundam and Sunrise did not like that. Your channel, bro.
Get fucked.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
it was
That's
kind
funny.
of sad. I got like 500 to like 1,000 subscribers doing that too. It was
And you have to be one of them.
I'm banned.
right.
Do you guys keep up with? Well, I don't really care about AMVs, but do you guys keep up with? Have you guys like watched AMVs recently?
No.
Nah,
There's one that was like bad. There's one that was badass as shit. I gotta show you. Show you.
I would like to do that.
Like it was like I don't even like AMVs, but like this one was fucking like beast and shit. Let me go to my. Oh, and Vic, about the baseball comment. Yeah, no, it's not a wrong opinion. If you actually want to see baseball being exciting, you have to watch people get hype over it. Like me and Clay were hype over the World Series run for the Nationals.
Oh yeah.
Like I broke one of my glasses that I was drinking with, like twice.
You should have seen me during the 2012 like Ravens, or was it 2011?
Oh yeah,
It was 2012. Well, 2012 February.
was it 2012? Yeah, it was. I remember because it was Kaepernick was there.
Especially against the Broncos in the playoffs, bro. Like I was when he threw that hit, that like basically that mile high miracle, yo.
Yeah, I know. But hey, Denver got it in 2015, so I'm fine with it.
Right, you got the chip next year.
No, we got a squad.
Oh yeah.
The Astros cheated, so as the Nationals win illegitimate. False. We beat you in your own house where the cheating occurred.
Yes, that's. I mean, wait. How does that make sense if the Astros cheated? That makes our win even more legitimate because we beat them. Like I even watched it real time where like Strasburg was getting rocked. Then they did a mound visit, and then they were like,
talk about
"Yeah,
whatever.
they're cheating."
We
like-
can slowly wrap up. and then you guys can talk about sports all you want.
Well, then I want to ask the chat. Does the chat have any questions for any of us here that they want to answer? Any Vanguard, questions or whatnot that you guys have, like about decks, meta, whatever cards? Anybody in the chat have anything for us before we close out for the evening?
Actually, any opinions about the podcast? Anything is welcome. Feedback is always important.
Criticize me.
Criticize him.
No, I meant Black Steve. Criticize Black Steve.
Let's see.
Domino, new grade 2 for DI.
I like the new grade
card, so you have to specify.
I saw it. The grade. Oh, that's gonna be. That's really beautiful. That grade 2. It's a common too. Like that kind of like makes me wonder. Like, what else is there that could be potentially better? So that's what I'm really curious on now.
All I have to say, it better be worth.
There's some nice questions. Is Vanguard a good game? Question mark.
That's my brother trolling. Yes. Jared, sit over there.
That's a good question. I like it.
How is he a moderator for your channel?
Don't worry about it, Black Steve.
And then let's see. You guys, from Sleepy Guard, what you guys think about the death of Buddy Fight? Question mark.
Oh.
It was gonna happen. So like I said last week, the thing with Buddy Fight, I feel like there was a lot of confusion with the marketing, and I still to this day I don't really know who the target audience is supposed to be, because aesthetically, like if you look at the anime, or to me it looks like a cartoon, like an actual cartoon. It seems like they're catered to kids, but yet it's not on a platform that that you're really gonna have a lot of kids on. So it's like it's on platforms that maybe like young adults and older are gonna access, but then like the aesthetically it looks like it's for kids. The gameplay, it's like it's like a casual, it's casual Magic or casual like Yu-Gi-Oh, but yet it's still complex enough to where people can master it and outplay all the other casual players, but then casual players don't want to play it, so then it's like, okay, and people who want to be really competitive, they play Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh anyway, so it's like, why do I want to play Buddy Fight? And then you bring the Vanguard players over, but then I don't know, like you're obviously not attracting weebs, to the game, because because Weiss Schwartz already does that, Vanguard's already does that. Like Vanguard's a step down from Weiss Schwartz as far as the weebness is concerned, so like you're not really getting that audience from Buddy Fight. That's a big thing too. Like Buddy Fight had no waifu cards or anything, and the art wasn't mature enough anyway. So like it was just confusing, and then it was expensive as shit. It's expensive and hard to get cards. So it's like, even if you can get kids to want to get stuff, but then it's like, how the hell are you supposed to like get cards? Like that's all it was for me. Like it was just all over the place. Like who is this game for?
There's a few questions I want to mention.
Nope! Cut the stream now! Goodbye!
From Game Tech Reviews, I'll go in order. Do you think it will be better if we get 2 sets in 0 next month instead of 1?
No.
No.
No. Yeah, okay.
So slow it down. Slow it down. Stop making it faster. Just slow it down. Ease into this. Like don't burn out this game so quickly.
There's a question from Black Ace.
I don't want to answer that.
I want to ask, when are we getting a JoJo crossover set?
We're not getting a JoJo crossover. Never getting it. Goodbye. JoJo's ugly and it doesn't exist anymore. Goodbye.
All right, next question from D Typhoon. If you get 2K sub, will you do a JoJo pose?
We should have a wager. You should have a wager though.
I'm not doing it.
No, I'm serious.
JoJo related.
No, we should have a wager though.
What wager? What wager? What wager?
What's the next tourney? What's the next tournament? Like the shop challenges. Whoever does better. Let's see. I just want to see you make a JoJo video. You're gonna do a JoJo video.
Why would I ever make
if
a
you
JoJo?
Hey, how about this? When you hit 2,000 subs, do a JoJo pose. I like that. 2K sub will do you a JoJo pose. I like that.
Wait, how many subs is Clay at right now?
He's at 1.7.
Ooh, he's almost there.
All right, guys. You know what that means, right? You have to.
Wait. If you could help get Clay to 2K subs by end of July, Is that fair? Can he get
I
30?
think that's fair. Guys, I'm actually doing a
No.
giveaway soon, so make sure you subscribe to Card Fight King and my channel.
Yeah, get
I'll do a giveaway.
300 subs, so he can get 2,000 subscribers by end of July. Then he should do a JoJo pose video.
I'm
That's
putting
fair.
out an APE on it now. Everybody.
And now advertise that too. Advertise it everywhere.
Subscribe to
He's
Card
gonna do
Fight
it.
King. So he
Everyone.
Like I said, I'm doing a giveaway, Clay. So look forward to that JoJo pose. I'll look forward to it.
Yeah, promote it. Just 300 subs. That's nothing. Just go on Vanguardian.
Fine.
Or
If I
other
get
shit.
300 subs by the end of July, I will do a JoJo pose.
A video, right?
End of July, so that's 31st, so midnight. So like the beginning of August 1st, the minute it hits midnight on July 31st.
Yup.
So boom. 300 subs, get 2K. Spread it everywhere. Clip this right now. He said it right now.
Where is
Clip it
Warlike?
right now.
No, don't you bring
Post
it everywhere.
I swear, if he gets into the chat, I'm ending the stream right this second. If he gets into the chat,
Find Warliken. Find him. Find
We're
him.
gonna post it in our group. We're gonna post it in our DMV group, so he's gonna see it, and we're gonna post it everywhere. Get one on this. Get one on this.
Wait, why should you get like 3,000 subscribers from
We're-
this? That would be hilarious.
I think we're pretty
We're gonna
done with the
campaign.
posting, though. So I guess I'm gonna work on my marketing for subscribing to Clay. So other than that, I think we're pretty good for the podcast today.
it's not gonna happen. Yes. Well, I
Oh,
think
no, it won't happen, Clay.
it
Don't.
won't happen.
I'm gonna do a free giveaway.
No, I'm gonna tell your
No,
mom.
subscribing.
You think it's a game? You gonna make-
You're not gonna see my mom. Sorry.
Yeah, let's get different fight. Get different fight to do it. Just promote it.
Yeah, sorry. We're too small for different fights. It's not gonna happen. Anyways,
Different fight knows
Yeah.
who you are.
So I guess we'll do our little ending for our channels.
yes. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Card Fight. I am the Card Fight King. Aqua Life, baby, you already know. Lambros, Thavis, Let's Go, Set 11. That's all I'm looking forward to.
What with the boys?
Steve.
Black Steve.
Oh, like closing notes.
Eh.
You can find me at Gritty Goblin Games in Fulton, Maryland,
There you go. Shout outs. I like that.
And Superstar Card Gaming.
and Superstar Card Gaming. Shout out to the Baltimore crew.
Yes.
Maryland.
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 Domino.
I don't have anything.
One day you'll stream again.
I know. I actually ordered my stuff, and I need to get my page going because I got my logo ready. So
Oh,
All right.
okay.
I guess I'll finish it off if you don't
I'm just
mind.
lazy.
Yeah, I need a logo.
Uh,
But yeah, keep
Make
going.
sure you guys subscribe, comment, like, and subscribe to Card Fight King, Dominoparis, and Iamvanguard. Make sure you guys are following our stream because we're actually gonna hopefully have an actual podcast sooner or later.
He
And,
said 5
let's-
minutes or no deal.
What do you mean?
shout outs to Curio Caverns in Springfield, Virginia. For locals, I'm actually hosting it, so you guys are welcome to stop by when we're open. And last of all, I'm doing a free giveaway, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to Card Fight King, my channel, and comment down below. And I will raffle and do a free giveaway. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.
All right, see ya. Thank you guys.
Later.
I'm not doing a JoJo pose.